18 essential daily movements. These movements will help you with your balance, give you that youthful mobility, and keep you safe. Let's go ahead and begin. Inhale our hands up. Exhale them down through center. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. Release the hands. Bring the left hand up with the right hand in a loose fist to greet it. Release the hands to your hips. Stand comfortably with your feet hip to shoulder width apart. Your tailbone lowers down and your spine elongates up through all of these postures. Begin by turning your head to the left and looking over your left shoulder for 1. Come back to center for 2. Look over your right shoulder, really looking behind you for 3. Come back to center for 4. Lift your chin up as you gently move your head back and your chin up for 5. Bring the head back to center, 6. Tuck the chin and gaze down at the ground for 7. And come back for 8. Bring the hands in front of you, the palms facing each other. Curl the fingers into loose fists as you separate. Imagine you're opening a bow and gaze over the left hand as you squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. 1. Open the fingers, come back to center. 2. Curl and open the bow, gazing over the right for 3. Release the fingers, come back to center for 4. Curl the fingers again and open and gaze over the left. Feel that opening across the chest for 5. Come back to center for 6. Curling and opening, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, giving it a nice internal massage for 7. And release the hands, come back to center and lower for 8. Arms overhead, reach the hands up, gazing up for 1. Curl the fingers and draw down, really pulling from your latissimus dorsi, the side muscles under your arms for 2. Reach up, gaze up for 3. Turn the palms forward in loose fists and draw down for 4. Reach up, gaze up for 5. Feel that expansion in your torso and your abdomen. And that's 7, drawing down for 8. Really feel that downward motion. Go ahead and bring your hands in front of you, one palm on top of the other. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead for 1. Gazing down at your left hand as you lower the arms, palms up for 2. Bring the hands back through center, lifting up, gazing up for 3. Expand in the torso and turn your head to look over your right fingertips for 4. Lift up, gaze up for 5. And turn your head and gaze over your left fingertips for 6. Last one, really reach up, gaze up for 7, and open. Feel that expansion for 8. Spreading the wings. Bring your hands down by your side and squeeze your elbows behind you. And bring them up in front, the backs of the hands facing each other for 1. Lower and center your energy for 2. Now bring the hands back, squeeze back, shoulders behind you, gaze to the right. Lift the arms up, bring the head forward. That's 3. And lower for 4. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you as the elbows go back, and bring the elbows forward and up for 5. And lower and release your energy for 6. gazing back, looking at the right, bringing the elbows up and forward for 7, and lowering and centering your energy for 8. Good job. Side bends. Bring your hand, one of your hands on your back, the back of the hand touching the back. The feet are about hip width apart. Bring the other hand up and over and really elongate. You're just going to bend to the side. Don't try and go far. It's just a lengthening and over. So lifting up, come to the side for 1, gazing down at the ground. Come back up for 2. Switch your hands. Lifting up and bending to the side for 3. Come back to center for 4. Switch your hands. Feel the expansion all the way under your armpit, down the side of your body. 5. Come back. 6. Switch. Such a beautiful massage. Good balancing too. Coming down for 7. And back up for 8. One arm pillar. Inhale both hands up through center. Exhale the right hand down as the left hand comes up. The palms are facing away from center. Elongate. Feel the stretch under the arm, along the fronts of the arms for 1. Come back to center for 2. Press the right hand up and the left hand down for 3. Come back through center for 4. Again, the left hand goes up, right hand down for 5. Feeling that you're just reaching as tall as you can, like a little kid reaching for the cookie jar. Come back to center for 6. And reach and press away, opening up your torso for 7. Bringing the hands back through center, stopping at the chest, and lowering the hands, palms down for 8. Single palm pressing forward. The hands are in loose fists at the side, and you're going to press forward with the right hand. And as you press forward with the hand, you're turning at the hips, the waist, the shoulders and neck for 1. Curl the fingers and come back to center for 2. Reach the left palm forward as you turn to the right, looking all the way behind you for 3. Come back to center for 4. Reach the right hand forward again. Really feel that it moves forward as you turn back behind you for 5. Curling the fingers in for 6. Pressing forward, turning back. The spinal flexibility for 7 is so important to be youthful and supple. Come back to center for 8. Beautiful, well done. Place your hands on your hips with your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're going to do hip circles. Again, keeping this lubrication in the hip area is great to have easy movement and stability. All right, coming around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the other way. 5, 6, 7, 8. Reaching up and folding forward. Bring your hands in front of you, one palm on top of the other. Bring the hands up for 1. Lower them out to your sides as you dive forward, hinging at the hips for 2. Hanging for 3. Sweeping your hands back up. Coming up again. 4. Releasing the hands out to the sides. Okay, pause. Reach up and fold forward. Bring your hands in front of you, reaching the hands up, really stretch up. Hands out to the side and fold forward for 2. Let your head hang heavy. Reach the hands and come back up through center for 3. The hands go out to the side as you fold forward and down for 4. Hang heavy and then reach up again, coming up, elongating up for 5. Exhale and fold forward and down for 6. Reach the hands up. Really feel the hands reaching to the sky. Fold forward for 8. Just hang heavy. And then come back up to center. We're going to go ahead and do bow stance. So the feet are going to be quite wide and we're going to have a thrusting hand forward in bow stance. Bring your right toe in, your left toe out, and we're going to turn to the left. The hands are in loose fists as you turn. And then the right hand stretches out in front of you as you put your weight in that front left foot for 1. Come back to center with your body and feet for 2. Turn both feet to the right as you put the weight into that front right foot. Left hand goes forward for 3. Come back to center for 4. Turning to the left and lunging forward for 5. The spine is straight. You're going to feel a nice stretch along the front of the leg. Curl the hands, come back to center for 6. Feet turn to the left. You lean into the right foot. The left hand comes forward for 7. Curl the fingers and come back to center for 8. The feet come together if you are able to with your balance. You're going to interlace the fingers in front of you. Bring the hands up and over for 1. Fold forward, hinging at the hips and coming down for 2. Hang for 3. And then inhale back, sweeping your hands up the outside of your legs for 4. Inhale the hands in front of you again, reaching up for 5. Hinge at the hips and fold forward again for 6. Hang for 7. And reach your hands up the outside of your legs for 8. And settle. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and do knee circles. Bend, and this really massages your knees and your ankles. So let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we'll go the other way. 5, 6, 7, 8. Come to center and step again with the feet wider than hip width apart. Place your hands on your hips. We're going to shift the weight to one side. Take the right foot, make sure the toes are facing forward, and put the weight in that right leg with the weight mostly in the heel. Lean to the right for 1. Using the inside of your left foot, pull back to center for 2. Now put your weight into the left foot, more in the left heel, and lean to the left for 3. Pull back up to center for 4. Shift your weight over to the right again, lean to the right for 5. Come back to center for 6. And weight in the left foot, leaning to the left Really feel that expansion on the side for 7. Come back to center for 8. We're going to do some deep knee bends, and you might want to get a little towel or book just to put under your heels, especially if you've ever had any knee injuries. If you do have really bad knees, you're going to want to modify definitely. But if your knees are strong, we're going to be doing what's called a deep knee squat. It's incredible for your balance. It's wonderful for your hips and knees, and it keeps you just having that youthful movement. Go ahead and you're going to squat down with your hands just above your knees for 1. Lower your hips to the ground, keeping your hands on your knees if you're able. You might need to balance wherever your hands need to be, that's fine. For 2. Straighten the knees and fold forward for 3. Inhale back up to center for 4. We'll do one more set. Bending, coming down for 5. Drop your hips as you go into your deep knee squat for 6. Straighten the knees and fold forward for 7. And come back up for 8. Now we're going to do folding forward and coming up. It's just a wonderful balancing, again, strengthening our hips and our quadriceps. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Take your left hand, it'll be pointing to the ground, and your right hand's going to point towards your left knee. Hinge forward at the waist as you come down and hang heavy for 1. Bend your knees for 2. Bring your torso up, and as your torso comes up, your left hand is going to come up, your right hand comes down for 3, and lengthen up for 4. Point the right fingers down and fold forward at the hips. The left fingertips point at the right knee as you fold forward for 5. Bend the knees, bring the hand up for 6. Straighten up for 7 and settle for 8. Good. Balancing. Bring your feet together. Step forward with your left foot as your hands come up overhead for 1. All of the weight is in that front left foot now. Bring your right knee up as your hands come down for 2. Step your foot back as the hands come up for 3. Shift your weight back, step the feet side by side for 4. Really feel the stability, the movement of your muscles helping you balance here. It's so powerful. If you can't raise the knee very high, that's okay. Now let's step the right foot forward, bring the hands overhead, shift the weight into that front foot for 5. Raise the left knee as the hands lower for 6. Step the left foot back as the hands come up for 7. Shift the weight back. Feet side by side for 8. We're going to do that one more time. And if you're able, we'll raise the knee even higher. Step forward with the left foot. The hands come up for 1. Bring the knee up. You can hug that knee in just very gently. It's not a firm hug for 2. Step the foot back. Hands come up for 3. Shift the weight back. Feet side by side for 4. And step forward with the right foot. Hands come up. Shift the weight. That's for 5. Bring the knee up. Bring it in for 6. Step back as the hands come up for 7. Shift the weight back and settle for 8. Walking on the mountain is our 18th posture here, and that is so amazing for balance and preventing falls because we really have an awareness of our feet in this posture. Go ahead and we're going to put your hands on your hips or by your side. Step forward with your left foot and raise the back heel. Shift the weight back and raise the toe of the front foot. Step forward again, picking up the back foot and stepping it forward. Bring that heel off the ground. Shift the weight back as you raise the front toe. Step that foot back and shift the weight now, raising the front toe. Shift forward one more time, raising the back toe. And then shift all the way back, feet side by side. Now step forward with the other foot so we balance out. Bring the foot forward, raising the back toe. Shift the weight back, raising the front toe. Shift forward and pull through and step, raising the back toe again. Shift back, raising the front toe, and then step that foot back, raise the front toe, raise the back heel, and then let's shift the weight back and bring the feet side by side. These 18 essential daily movements, Liang Gong Shi Ba Fa, will keep you young.